Hello, everyone. We are the Red Rock Quintet, and today we will be talking about how to adequately prepare before any rehearsal. We figured this week we would do a little round table for you guys so you could hear from all of us about something so important. So let's start. How do you prepare for a rehearsal?
When I'm preparing for a rehearsal, I be sure to have access to a score so that I can study it. This helps me to know with whom I'm playing and some basic information about the piece.
Next, I enjoy being able to listen to the music, finding different recordings from different ensembles, and actually comparing that to the score so you can actually listen to it and be able to hear your parts and hear the other parts and hear how they intertwine with each parts that's being played.
After listening, the next thing you should do is definitely practice your own part. You really want to make sure that you can play your part at a high acceptable level. The worst thing you can do is show up to a rehearsal and be unprepared.
After listening to a recording and studying the score and practicing your part, take notes. If by just adding an X on the top of an important note from a phrase will help you shape the phrase in a nice way for your first rehearsal, and it's going to help the whole group to understand where the phrases are going to. Also, it's very helpful to mark if you have accompaniment, because sometimes, even if on the score you have dynamics such as forte or mezzo forte, if you have the accompaniment, you might have to play that a little bit softer than you think.
It is also really important to arrive like enough time earlier so we can set up and we can start warming up people our people starting our rehearsal. And if I have some tricky section, I can just ask them to play with me before we start rehearsing. So I think it's really important. Be on time, probably earlier. Um, so is there anything you need to bring to rehearsal in particular?
I make sure that we have the score and all individual parts.
Now, for some of you, as the oboist, flute, and clarinet, you might have to bring another instrument. You might have the A clarinet, or the piccolo, or the English horn. So make sure you know the music and bring those instruments with you.
Also, make sure that you bring your pencil to rehearsal as well. Some decisions are made during the rehearsal, such as breath marks, some balance issues that you might have to decide with the group during the rehearsal, and other things that you might have to write on the part so you won't forget later. Don't trust your memory. Bring your pencil and take notes.
Also, every single player, they're a director, they're a music director. So just if you guys have good idea, just bring idea to exchange during the rehearsal.
And lastly, you always want to make sure you come prepared with any extra equipment you might need. For the horn player, always have your mute. But for any of the others, maybe a small screwdriver. It can help. Maybe some paper to clean up some of that water for the oboe or clarinet. Always useful and can make a rehearsal go a lot smoother. That's all for us. Thank you so much for joining us today and have a fabulous day.